What's going on? This is your host with the most. It is Undead with your co-host, Dev. Woo, Dev, we got a person today of interest. I'm telling you, interest. Our first guest, it's like we went to the top. Woo. What do you got to say about it, Dev? What do you got to say about our first guest here on the Quitscope?
I mean, who else better to get than the leader of XDG, Helios himself? If you guys don't know Helios, he will introduce himself and explain, his history, what he's been about. But me and him have known each other for years. The guy's a legend within the gaming community scene. So we're going to be covering a lot of broad, topics in and out of gaming, and about his personal life and who he is as a person. So let's get to it.
Ooh, get into it. Well, Helios, welcome to the Quitscope, my guy.
Yo, what is up? I'm very glad to be here when you guys reached out to me to be the first guest. I was more than happy to come on the show and definitely kick it with you guys for a little bit.
Oh, for sure, my guy. So, I'm not trying to jump into anything, but I just want to jump in XDG, bro. I'm super curious. What does XDG mean, man? Where did y'all come from, and how y'all been around for so long, bro? Like, what's the secret? Let me know.
So XDG, I guess to understand where the name comes from, it's short for 0 Degrees Gaming. Where it comes from is a place that's really close to my heart. A lot of you guys in the clan/community genre world know that KSI basically started it off for a lot of us. And when I was in KSI, I met this mentor of mine who sort of showed me a lot of good things and a couple not so good things. I learned lessons, both how to do it and what not to do. His name was Cruiser, and he was one of the original founders of the 0 Degrees division in KSI, which goes all the way back to 2005, back when I was a strapping 8-year-old boy. Obviously, I was not in KSI at that time, but my mentor was, and he sort of carried 0 Degrees with him throughout all the communities he was in. And so, him being a big influence on me and me being a part of 0 Degrees when we decided back in 2017 to make a community, I definitely wanted to carry that on with me. And because I always considered it to be a legacy of pretty much excellence. So that's where we got the name. We were, sort of unsure of what to name, and so I drew from my history to name it that. As far as where we came from, how we were founded, basically XCG started, like I said, back in 2017, and it really just started with 6 people who were really good friends, and we wanted to make a gaming community that was going to be different from anything else. We had this strong philosophy that, a lot of communities basically had policies that restricted their members. We're big on the whole independence, libertarian, I guess, mentality of it. Is if you're not hurting anyone else, you're more than likely to be able to do it over here. So we didn't want to hold down the members in the way that we felt other communities were. And luckily, I feel like we've had a pretty broad impact on the community in general, because I feel that a lot of communities have been wising up and adapting and taking away some of those more restrictive rules. Like I remember back in the day, like if you teabag someone, you were out, or like if you changed your name to the wrong thing, you were out, and like they would just like kick people like that. And
dude, I remember back in KSI back in the days, bro. If you even said like the word "fuck," bro, they would just like, nah, dude, you're not fit for here, bro. That's just crazy.
If you let a cuss word slip out, and the thing is obviously we have standards. We've got a code of conduct and everything else. We hold ourselves to a certain standard, but at the same time of having those standards, we aren't going to be tripping over the little stuff. And that was sort of our philosophy starting out, and we've refined that over the years to provide just a really great place. And I think that one thing that TSB Terror Code says, as far as the longevity of a community, is you have to get on every day, and you have to have that presence. If you have that everyday presence and you have faith in what you're doing, then you're going to be around and be relevant and be at the top of things. When people give up is when clans start to die off, and people start to lose interest.
Oh yeah, for sure, true. It's crazy, dude. I've actually really never heard anything bad about like your members and stuff. Like nobody's ever came over here and been like, "Yo, XDG treats their members like shit." I've never heard that, which is kudos to you and how you run your community, bro. The way y'all do stuff over there is it's pretty inspiring. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, dude. So do you have any of your original members that you had with you? Like, just curiously.
Yeah, so out of the original 6 people that we consider to be like the founding members, we had a whole like greater friend group that also started to come in. I would say we started with probably like 40 to 50 in the first couple days. Out of the original 6, I'm proud to say that there are 4 of us that are still in XDG, kicking it today, still doing the grind and everything. The other 2, we do maintain a friendship with them, but they decided that they sort of wanted to walk a different path, of course. Um, but we're still cool with them, and they still obviously support the movement, what we're doing. They just had different things that were pushing them in a different direction at certain points. But out of the original 50, I'd say that we've got a lot of OGs that are still here. A lot of people, obviously, come and go. This is a very much a high turnover industry, I guess you could say, because of course we are, powered by a volunteer workforce. We're all civil servants to the community. So out of that original 50, I think most of them are probably still kicking it, and are still around. But as far as leadership, I think it mostly the original 4, and then a couple out of that 50 still pursue
Okay.
leadership here, which is I think that's pretty cool. I mean, we've been around almost 3 years now to have that many.
So that was gonna be my next question. Y'all started what, 2016, 15-ish?
So we started on November 22nd of 2017. So we're at our like
Oh,
2.5 year
snap, dude.
mark. So we're coming up on the 3 years.
Ours was July 13th, but I forget the year. Dev, what was it? 2017 or
18.
it was 18? Okay. So we're not much younger than you, to be honest with you. That's crazy. I thought y'all were a little older than that. Wow.
So Ben, I have a question for you. So you're talking about XDG, and how it was made, where it originated from. So what are some of your goals, and like what do you guys set out to do? And what can you guys offer, people that are wanting to join XDG? Like what's something you guys offer them to like a normal member?
Well, so really our goal was to be very different, like I had talked about, with allowing people to, to have the freedom and the liberty to do as they please as long as they're not hurting other people or the community. As far as what we offer to prospective members, I definitely think that we have a very unique way of doing things. One thing that I recently was posting about on Twitter that even amazed me after all these years of being in communities is the ability for people who um, can come into the community and maybe they are lacking something. And not all of our members are this way, but a lot of them are. Maybe you're lacking something. You aren't in the place that you want to be in life, or you have a bad home life, or you're young and you're not doing well in school, or you've had something happen to you in your life and you've got these gaps, and you come in and you become a part of what we would consider to be an online family. The moment you turn the console on and you hop on the game with your friends in XTG, all of the woes and pain and stress of your real life sort of tends to fade away. And a lot of people have said that uh, they feel that this community has become their family online. So, I mean, overall, I think that we're just here to um, provide an excellent gaming experience to people, to provide that family atmosphere. People who, um, have perfectly awesome real lives, of course, enjoy it as well. But I think that the most beautiful thing that we do is that we're able to put a smile on people's faces who otherwise would go days or weeks without even having anything but a frown.
Dude,
We,
that's kind of oh, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, you're good, bro. Go ahead.
No, I think that's just so crazy. So just give you a story. People in my IRL life, which means in real life for, non-gamers watching the podcast or whatever, they don't understand what it means to be a gamer nowadays. They don't get it. Sometimes people ask me like, "Hey, what are you doing when you get off work, or what are you doing when you get home?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go jump on Xbox and play." And they're like, "How can you sit there for so long and just waste your life on Xbox?" And I'd be trying to convince people, I have a family online that might even be more of a family to me than my real family, people who actually care, people who actually want to be here for me whenever something's going wrong. And I don't think people understand sometimes, hey, why do people join communities or clans or whatever you call it, your group of friends? And they just don't understand, the aspect of, these people are here for me regardless of which. Anything, if I need money or if I need, if I'm depressed, I can reach out to Dev or Twisted or whoever and be like, hey man, I'm not having a good day, or I need help. And I guarantee 9 out of 10 times, you know, whoever I go to first, if not first, second, will help me with anything. And it's just online gaming, bro. It saves lives and it's a family, bro. You couldn't have used any better word, dog. I'm just saying, like, to me, this is family, 100%. It's crazy.
So Ben, you're talking about XDG, and for those people, who aren't familiar with XDG, you guys are kind of a part of something bigger, a bigger collective or a bigger umbrella or family, whatever you want to call it, known as Hydra. So I was wanting to know if you can kind of explain to all the people that are watching this what Hydra is, what your guys' goals are, and what XDG's role in Hydra is, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course, of course. I was waiting for an opportunity to shout out my Hydra brothers and sisters. Of course, Hydra is basically a collective of communities that sort of have a like-minded interest. Of course, we're talking about our mission statement, sort of where we're going, our ideals, and really, it's like a family within a family. It's a broader family, so to speak. Of course, I have a great personal relationship with all of the other leaders of Hydra. The way that we personally came to be a part of Hydra is very early after XDG started. I was fortunate enough to meet TSB Terracode and J2H for Life.
Which they're both coming on the podcast. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, they'll be here soon. But I was fortunate enough to get a relationship with those guys, and they really, were mentors of mine when XDG was first starting. They guided me down a really great path of how to be a leader, how to be a better leader, so to speak. And overall, I think that we've had some bumpy roads personally in XDG, of finding out a good balance between what our ideals are, which pure liberty to do whatever you want isn't always a good thing, and they were there to heavily moderate that as well. Sort of guide me on what's the right path, what's the not the right path. As far as our goal as Hydra, it's definitely very similar. We're all moving with the same focus. Um, you know, for a long time, I think we were sort of fractured. Hydra was on one side of the gaming community world, and a lot of other communities were on the other side. There was this big barrier. So I would say Hydra's biggest goal right now is to break down barriers. We've been doing a lot of that with other communities, a lot of community outreach to clans like XGN, all of the XS Alliance, just to really make it a better experience for everyone, because the more communities that we can bring together and interlock, the more we're going to be able to provide for our members, whether that's tournaments, whether that's people to game with.
Speaking of tournaments and game winning, I wanted to take this moment to shout out Ego Arena, which Helios is one of the founding members. And as I recall it, New Era was invited to Ego Arena very early, and we're so glad to be a part of Ego Arena. I didn't mean to cut you off like that. I wanted to give a straight shout out to Ego Arena, which we're going to get on, but let's finish here.
Yeah, so Hydra, basically our main goal right now is to break down barriers in between all communities on Xbox Live. We want to be friends with everyone. We want to have a relationship, whether that's all the way to XS, to you guys, to RGN, to all of the smaller clans. Like, we've got love for everyone. We really have sort of changed that philosophy. I think that us being able to come together and meet in the middle is a big change of pace from when we were all at the very edge of this genre. And one thing that we've always wanted was to sort of sit down and have a frank conversation with people that we had problems with. We were able to sit down, have that conversation, come to terms with it, and ultimately now we're just moving forward, chugging along. So of course our primary objective is to build those relationships and to provide more for our members, which I think we're doing a really good job of. I think that the maturity level in the gaming community is going up a lot, and I think that people are putting aside past differences and being able to work together for the mutual benefit of everyone, which I think it's only going to propel our entire genre upward, that we have the ability to do that, and we can put those past grievances aside. Ego Arena is ironically a great example of that. I can't think of really too many groups of people that are excluded from Ego Arena, we were a non-exclusionary thing from the beginning. It was a joint project between a lot of communities, I think over 30 when you count all of them up, and we're doing really good things. We've done several paid tournaments. We're doing a Call of Duty league. It's sort of like a big melting pot of different leaders. We've got, this big chat where people of all different, flags and colors can go and communicate. And we sort of consider it to be like neutral territory, kind of like in John Wick, the Continental, so to speak.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's awesome.
That's a great fucking play. Um, that's just crazy, dude. Ego Arena, we're gonna win the next one. I'm just saying. As soon as our team hits, we're gonna win. So prepare everybody for a fat L. New Era's taking it.
Look,
Oh no, XGN's been smacking.
I'm excited. The Call of Duty League, the qualifiers are heating up. They're about to be starting in a couple days. We've got some streaming stuff planned for once we're past the qualifiers. It's going to be 12 teams in the Call of Duty League. I am very excited to see how it goes. I think that in general, this Ego Arena has created waves because I see clans that never even thought about doing tournaments. Now suddenly they've all got T&E teams and we're all doing all this gaming and taking it back to, I think, what originally was the way that we resolved our disputes, which was if you didn't like someone or you didn't like another group, you got on the game and you faced them. And I like
Bro,
how
those
Ego
Modern
Arena.
Warfare 2 days, bro. Even Halo, man. Modern Warfare 2 days. Whenever I was in KSI, the second time around, Modern Warfare 2 was out, bro. You had a problem with somebody, didn't matter who it was, bro. Jump on Rust and take that 1v1. You lose, you're wrong. You win, you take the W. You had that. I'm better than you. That's what I wanted a New Era so bad. When people had that arguments, yo, jump on Modern Warfare, load up Rust, bro. Let's go. If you beat me, fuck it, you're the bigger man. But when I smack you, you know what's up. And then the argument ends there, bro. Most people will be friends. It happens so much, dude.
And you've got that mutual respect because if it was a close match and you win, you're kind of like on your toes, like, oh yeah, I won this, but I got to keep practicing. And it's just in general, like, it's all good vibes. Like, I mean, I think we got away from that for a couple years, but with Ego Arena, we're all moving more towards that again. Be it 1v1s or something like Gun Crowns or a tournament or a league or whatever. And I think that overall, we're all doing our part individually to make it happen. And in general, like, even though I was one of the founders and the founding clan, I don't really like to think of it like that. I like to think of it as all 30 of us are moving in this one direction, doing it together. Because at the end of the day, this idea was so obvious that this was the next step as soon as we all came together that I could be a chimpanzee and I would be in the same position that I am right now.
Sure.
So there's nothing entirely special about my role in it. I definitely think that the staff that brought it together, the people that we put in place, they did a phenomenal job. But as far as like me and Corey and Trent, like we basically, we were just kind of starting up what everybody else was thinking, if that makes sense, and using the fact that we were some of the biggest communities out there to really draw everyone into the same place. And it was just more of a right place, right time type thing versus, everybody was thinking. You guys were thinking it, I'm sure.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we put our hands into a little something we wanted to do. A little bit before that, kind of around I forget what it was called, the thing before that, where all the communities kind of put their beef aside. We were also thinking about a tournament like that. I know RGN started a server for tournaments also. So it's real nice to see a whole bunch of communities come together in this is neutral territory. Do not mess with us. We're not going to mess with you. Let's just get along. And there's so much stuff that came out of it too. I mean, J2H baby girl basically started a business out of it. She does graphics, and basically she might have did it beforehand, but I knew about it through Ego Arena. She posted and she's like, yo, anybody need graphics? Holler at me. And I was like, yo, like I don't need them, but I would like to see what you're capable of. And added me to her Discord, and dude, she's dope with it. So shout out to baby girl and J2H, man. She's getting it with that graphics. If you need graphics, go see her. She's dope.
Yeah, it really builds up everyone in the scene, be it the community leaders who get to go and watch their teams go and, compete in the tournaments, or if you're just to member their opportunities as well, or a graphic designer like with Baby Girl, where you've got all of those people who are like, I want graphics, and you get to hone your skills to the point to where now, I remember there was a time when Baby Girl was just starting out and she was giving it out for free, and she did that a lot. She gave out a lot of free graphics and was very generous, just for the ability to hone her skills. And then now, her work just looks really good, and anybody who pays for it should be proud to have paid for it. I personally, like, my image on Xbox right now is a piece of artwork that I commissioned from someone in the Ego Arena server as well. So we of course love to support our artists. Anybody who's listening, if you are also an artist or a graphic designer and you're interested in commission work, definitely hit me or J2H System up. We're always looking for good designers to do work for the Ego Arena, or for, even for our own clans, because there's a lot of stuff that we, could get done. If you're interested in working with us, feel free to DM us. I think our DMs should both be open on Twitter. If not, hit up our org Twitters at XTGHQ or at J2H Gaming, and we'll be able to reply to you there.
Of course, if you send me links after the podcast, just message me some links and I'll put them in the description so they can just click. Boom, boom, boom.
I really like what you guys are doing as far as like in the Ego Arena. I will say that, like, just my take on it, what I've seen that you guys have been doing is it's really, really cool. The idea, I mean, the scene's changed a lot from what it used to be, and you've kind of touched on that. But like really, whenever you guys, Hydra and XS, kind of settled your all's differences, and you guys were really, really, became really close friends and cool with Corey and all them over there. That really opened a lot of people's eyes, especially over here. We've seen, hey, if XGN and Hydra are cool, then why can't anybody be cool? So that's something you guys have kind of motivated a lot of other communities by you guys doing that. For us to just decide to set our differences with other communities. So that's just something really cool I thought you guys were doing. And with the Ego Arena stuff, I mean, it's just an awesome way to see people come together from multiple communities and compete against each other. And it's just cool to get a different perspective like that. And that's really all I've seen from that. Nothing but generosity from people in the Ego Arena. And you guys are doing a phenomenal job, setting up events and, really doing a bunch of cool stuff in there. So I can't really wait to see how that's going to turn out. And, Annie's in the COD League already. We're going to take that. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, like I said, we've got an amazing staff in there. Shout out to TXO Noob XIX and BGL Slay XS. Those are the two main people working on the league right now. Noob especially, I know that Slay works a lot with the Call of Duty League, but Noob is pretty much, I always tell her, we're always in the chat. Our board chat is called Chill Vibes, ironically. It's not like Ego Arena board or anything like that. It's Chill Vibes, ironically. That's something a lot of people probably would never know, but that's how it really is we're all chill, we like to vibe. But anyway, so Noob is always in there, and I swear to you, she is like, if we were a train, she would be like the engine that propels us forward, because obviously all of us, we run our own communities, we've got all of these projects, but she's constantly pushing us and getting things rolling and doing a lot of work. And I know that she's also very busy in TXO. I believe she's a division leader. She runs all of the events for XS, so she's always on the move. So a big shout out to her. I hope that you're listening to this podcast, Noob, and you can hear me shouting you out. She definitely is very influential in Ego Arena in making sure that a lot of the stuff that you guys see goes off without a hitch, because something that you don't really see just as the average person is there are a lot of people out there, myself included, who are like the creative types, but when it comes to actually like getting it done, we're kind of like that artist who needs a muse, so to speak. And Noob definitely has filled that role very well of being, one part amazing community manager, one part taskmaster, so to speak, getting us all, to do our roles and stuff. So big shout out to her.
For real, shout out, which is dope. Y'all have, I just looked at it, man. There's 587 members in Ego Arena. wrap your head around that for one moment, Dev. 587 members of all communities that at one time most likely didn't get along or didn't like each other. That's crazy, man. The positivity on Spots in 2020 is unreal, dude. It's it's special. Shout out, dude. But I don't want to talk about Spots and all that stuff the whole time, man. I want to know about Helios. Hey, man. So what do you do outside of Spots? Like what, especially with quarantine, man. I want to talk about like normal whenever the earth gets back to normal without this, but whatever you comfortable releasing and stuff, what do you do, in real life? Like, how do you live your life?
Bro, this quarantine has been so boring. Like, I have been stuck inside the house, and like it was cool the first couple of days, but now I'm just over here. Like the days are passing. I'm thinking about it. It's summertime. Like sometimes I'll just go out. I know you're not supposed to be leaving the house. I'll just go sit on the porch because it's so nice out here. This is like the perfect time of year, and we're all stuck inside, and it's just awful. Outside of the quarantine, during this time of the year, I would be doing all sorts of stuff. I would be trying to go to the pool. I would be trying to go to the beach, having a good time. Uh, as far as like my hobbies outside of work, obviously I'm a huge gamer. You know, in times when times are good, I like to, obviously, like I said, go out, party, have fun. I'm a young guy. I'm only 22 years old.
Oh shit! No drinking and driving, dog.
Yeah, of course. Never drink and drive. I've never
You got a
done
favorite sports team? You fuck with sports?
So I'm from Atlanta, so if I said anything other than the Atlanta Falcons for football, I would probably
Okay.
get my ass beat whenever I go home. Uh, as far as where I'm staying right now, I'm in the unique position of being in Oklahoma. We don't have like a football team, so I get to sort of root for everybody, so to speak. Like I've got a couple
I'm pretty sure
teams.
that's Cowboys territory. I'm like 97% sure Oklahoma goes for the Cowboys.
Yeah, for like all the local Okies, but like I mean, I don't have any loyalty necessarily to anybody. I just like to watch the games, and I usually go for like the underdogs. Uh, so like obviously with college ball, like I don't fuck with Alabama.
I feel
you
that.
know, like they're too dominant. Like I definitely am over here like rooting for like the underdogs like like Tech or Georgia Tech. I mean, obviously in Georgia we just call it
That boy's
Tech.
staying close to Georgia, man. I went to Atlanta one time for a flight, dog, and I was going to Virginia actually to see one of our co-creators, or Twisted, and it was like the second time I went, and I got stuck in Atlanta for like a 13-hour layover, man. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna leave the airport, bro. I want to see what Atlanta's like. Yo, I didn't think it was like that, man. You see it on like movies, like ATL and stuff, and you're like, man, I don't know about this place, man. I got out. Atlanta's beautiful, bro. It's nothing like you see on TV, man. So shout out Atlanta, dude. It's pretty
Oh
dope.
yeah. It's honestly it's one of the biggest cities in the world, and people like when people think of Atlanta, they probably think of the Donald Glover TV show, which honestly very accurate for how I grew up, but in the big city it's not like that. You know, definitely a lot different once you get to the city itself. I would say the city is just so beautiful, especially Centennial Olympic Park. You know, once you get down there and into that area, it's definitely just a whole different thing. But Atlanta itself, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. But obviously, I'm in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma now, so I did sort of trade it out for dusty,
So
dusty old
Atlanta
Tulsa.
is the 37th most popular city in the United States. 37. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So
a big
like,
place. It's like the crown jewel of the
Yeah,
southeast.
it's really close to the Mississippi River, right?
Uh, the Chattahoochee flows through. I don't know if the
Oh,
Chattahoochee
yeah.
if it
Okay.
changes names.
No. It's east of the Mississippi. Yeah. I was
Okay.
just but that's crazy, man. 37th. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. What were you
Yeah,
saying, Jeff?
if you guys ever find yourself in Atlanta, this is something else from the TV show Atlanta, but something that we actually like do. If you guys ever find yourself at a restaurant called JR Crickets, ask them for lemon pepper wet. That shit will change your entire. Oh my gosh, someone's freaking out. But
So what, you mentioned lemon peppers. He's going crazy. Like, I fucking want them now, man.
I think he's playing Dead by Daylight. He thinks he's
Oh
actually being
shit.
killed.
Oh
You
shit.
guys know how it is on Dead by
Yeah,
Daylight,
dude.
but
Yeah, for sure. I be getting
yeah.
that too.
Lemon pepper wet. For those of you who don't know what lemon pepper wet is, I will spoil it for those who want to actually go to Atlanta and experience this at JR Crickets. Go ahead, close your ears. But for those of you who, aren't going to go and you want to make it at home, lemon pepper wet is you make lemon pepper chicken like the dry rub. And then what you do is you take some buffalo sauce and you put it over and you mix it up like normal. It's delicious. It is. It literally glows
You're
like,
on here talking about what's it called? Lemon pepper what?
lemon pepper wet, yeah.
What? I can't eat that, bro. I'm hella allergic to chicken, bro. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
You're allergic to chicken,
Bro,
bro.
weird as
deadly
fuck.
allergic to that shit, bro.
You could
Like-
never live in the South, bro, or not.
I live
like,
in the South.
You live okay. It's a little different because I feel like Texas is the South. I'm not gonna take that away from them,
Yeah, but we got brisket, dog.
but the culture in Texas is so
crazy.
different from the Southeast.
Oh yeah. Especially in Houston, bro. We're the 4th biggest city in America, dog. I can literally go anywhere and get any type of food I want to, like literally any corner, and boom, 15 different restaurants. What's good?
Yeah,
But I'm a Mexican person. I love Mexican restaurants. Oh, bro, that's my
yeah, bro,
kryptonite.
you guys got that authentic Mexican food.
Oh, what?
Like,
Yes.
There's it's kind of like Louisiana. Louisiana's in the South, but they've got like the crawfish culture. Texas has like the cowboy culture, but like Georgia, Tennessee, South and North Carolina, Alabama, like Mississippi, like all of those states right there. Kentucky, I guess. I mean, people say Kentucky's a part of the South, but they call Coke pop in Kentucky.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
dude.
don't
It's
know.
called Coke, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Coke, bro.
Bro, I've told Dev and
What?
Twisted this, and they're like, it's not called Coke, you're dumb. And I'm like, dude, when you go somewhere, you're like, yo, I want a Coke. And they're like, what are you talking about, bro? They'll give you a Coca-Cola. I'm like, no, they'll ask you what kind of Coke you want.
Yeah,
I want
dude.
a Dr. Pepper.
And here,
Bruh,
in
fine.
Oklahoma, people say pop because that's like the Midwest type thing to do, or like the
no.
North thing to do.
That's
So
just
where I'm from, what you do is you go to a restaurant and they're like, "What would you like to drink?" And you've got 3 answers. All right, answer number 1, sweet tea. Answer number 2, lemonade. Obviously with a ton of sugar. Answer number 3, Coke. And if you say Coke, they'll say, "Okay, what kind?"
exactly same. My guy, we understand each other. Nobody, whenever I talk about this, people think I'm crazy. They legitimately call me crazy. And I'm like, no, dude. In Texas, you go to any restaurant and you're like, yo, I want a Coke. And they're like, okay, what kind of Coke do you want? And then you
and then you say, "I want a Coca-Cola." There's a big difference between Coke and Coca-Cola.
exactly. Yes.
This
100%.
is so controversial. I cannot listen to you all say this right now. I am very offended.
Bro, this man's over here. He calls it soda pop. Like
Pop.
who
I want
does
some
that?
pop. Like, who calls it pop, bro? Come on now, out of here with that.
How are you gonna call it a Coke? A Coke's
It's
a
a
brand of pop.
It's a Coke. Like, it's hard to explain. It's just what it is, dude.
We're gonna get flamed for this.
No, we're not.
I had nothing to do with this. Just
Look, and
all the
people in the
listening.
South do not fuck with Pepsi either.
Oh no, bro. No, it's Dr. Pepper. Especially where I live, bro. It's straight Dr. Pepper. But I mean, I live in Texas. I think in Oklahoma it's more like Coca-Cola and maybe some like Mountain Dew or something. I'm not too sure.
I will say one thing is a lot of people are on that Dr. Pepper train. I was for a long time. At this point, I'm like a classic Coke type of person.
Have you tried the cream soda Dr. Pepper, my dude?
I'm not big on cream soda. I don't know what it is. It's probably because I'm a little bit lactose.
Okay, yeah, that made sense. That
It kind of makes me, it like makes my stomach upset. But a lot of people love the cream soda.
Oh, bro, what? It's so good, even with liquor, bro. Like I don't really drink. I've had problems with drinking in my past, but every once in a while, man, that new Dr. Pepper came out. Mix it with a little bit, you know. My birthday's this weekend coming up. I'm gonna get lit.
Dr. Pepper is delicious. But like I said, I'm more of a classic Coke type of person. My palate has changed like as I've moved around though, because I don't really like Pepsi that much. But wild cherry Pepsi, I don't know what it is, but wild cherry Pepsi hits.
Does it? I'm not a Pepsi drinker. Not really a fan.
I like looked into it. Apparently they like only pick actual wild cherries and that's why it's called wild cherry. They like go out and like pick from like wild cherry bushes. They don't have like farms or whatever. Dude, watch me do all this advertising for Pepsi, and it's not even true.
I know, right?
That's what I saw on the internet.
We're gonna inbox Pepsi. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that check.
Yeah, someone
Pepsi
get the
sponsor.
code XTG for 15% off all Pepsi Cola.
We're gonna use code, the Quit Scope and get some real money. Speaking of the Quit Scope, bro, I heard a rumor, and I'm gonna straight up ask. I heard you're more of a Halo player than COD. I heard specifically that you think, well, not you think, but that you're more of a Halo person than a Call of Duty person. Is this valid or not?
So honestly, Halo, like that was when I was a kid. Halo was one of the first games that I
for
ever
sure,
played.
dude. Halo 1 was, dude, life changing, bro. Hooking up the old Xbox to the internet, bro, and jumping online, dude. Nothing like it. Nothing could compare.
I would have to go to like the gaming stores because my family, like, we didn't have Xbox Connect. The first online game that I ever played was Halo 2 when Xbox Live had like first came out. It was like the early version of it. That was the first online game I had ever played. I would go to the store, like the game store, and they would have like stuff set up for Halo CE to play like on LAN.
Was that your first console, Xbox?
That was the first console that I remember being like mine, like because there were consoles in the household that were like, my grandpa's or whatever.
Oh, that old, huh?
But that was like that
Super
sort of
Nintendo.
stuff. But the first console that I owned that I got for like my birthday or for Christmas was an original Xbox.
See, I'm a little older than you. My first one was a Sega Genesis, and I just had one game for it. I had two games. I had Sonic the Hedgehog, and I had like OG Power Ranger game, bro. It was so good. But I think I evolved into the Nintendo 64, and I got started with Zelda a lot. That was my go-to. So I'm a little old school, but
yeah, we had all those in the house because my grandpa was also big into games because he retired a little bit early due to some medical issues that he was having. So he would it's funny because like growing up, all of the stuff that like you would typically consider like the mom or the grandma to be doing, this guy was like a pro at. Like he was literally the best chef I've ever met in my whole life. He basically, I would get home every day from school. He would be the one like on my ass stuff. He would be watching Star Trek: The Next Generation in the living room or playing on like the N64 and then later on the GameCube. And then like as I got older, he kind of like transitioned to like the Game Boy Advance and like the Nintendo DS and like the handheld games. But we always had that in common. We would always play games together. So that was definitely something that was very formative, was the fact that I grew up in a household that loved gaming. And even my grandma would get on it. She would get on the computer games like Bejeweled.
That's fucking dope. Well, shout out to Grandma and Grandpa Helios. Like, shout out to y'all. Y'all are OG as fuck.
One thing I will say is me and Helios, or Ben, whatever we call him, we met on Halo, so that's just something cool. I'm also a Halo player more than Call of Duty myself. And I grew up playing Halo 3. Oh no, don't even. Me and Ben are gonna have to go 1v1 again.
Yeah, Halo 2 is my all-time, my my high school paramour, I guess you could say, middle school crush. But as far as like the modern Halo games, I loved Halo 5. I'm very excited for Infinite. As far as like the war, so to speak, between Halo and Call of Duty, I personally think that at this point, because we all remember back in the day, because you were either a Halo player or a COD player.
Yep, you couldn't be both.
You were either playing Modern Warfare / COD 4, or you were playing Halo 3.
Yeah.
It was one or the other. And I feel like the world that we live in now is a lot different. I feel that you can enjoy both games because I will hop on some Warzone and I will tear it up. Right before we were talking,
I feel that we introduced. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I feel like we also introduced Siege to that. I think Siege is a big competitor for that also now.
I was actually just about to say right before I came in here, literally right before I came in here, I was playing with my boy XDG Matrix on some Rainbow Six Siege on PC.
That's crazy, dude.
For those of you, this is gonna sound cliche, I was a non-believer for a long time as well. For those of you who have never played a first-person shooter on a computer with mouse and keyboard, go ahead and make the investment. I'm not gonna sit here and say
Oh,
console
100%.
or
Oh,
any of that.
100%.
I love consoles, but if you've never played a first-person shooter on a mouse and keyboard on PC,
Yo,
just make the investment. It's
tell me
not
you
even.
play CS:GO. Tell me right now.
You know, it's funny. I was watching a video the other day, and it
I was
was
about
like,
to tell me that.
imagine learning to play CS:GO in 2020, and that's me. I'm like just learning to play this game,
But you got it.
but I have it.
Okay, I'm gonna need to add you on Steam after this because like your boy be playing it and I have nobody to play with. Literally no one.
Yeah, I'm such a noob at CS:GO,
Oh,
but
no, it's good, bro.
I'm
Just
like
got to
on
get
that.
your peak game strong.
I'm trying to get like for Valorant. You guys heard about
Okay.
Valorant?
Valorant looks fun as fuck. I've been looking at some of like the alpha shit they've been releasing, like the characters and stuff. That game looks like it's going to be one of the best FPSs that's I think it can really compete with CS. But it's really weird looking. It's got like characters with like a CS vibe, but I think it's made by Riot, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah, it's like Overwatch / League of Legends / CS:GO / whatever,
What
and
the
it's made
heck?
by one of the biggest gaming companies in the world. And like me personally, I'm a big fan of Twitch streamers. And my favorite streamer, well, I say Twitch streamers, but I got love for Mixer, YouTube streams, all that stuff. One of my favorite streamers is Shroud.
Okay,
And
yeah, dude. He's nasty.
he recently released a tweet saying that Valorant, that's the next big thing. And if that's what he's saying, he has not steered me wrong one time. He was the one who introduced me to PUBG. He's the one who introduced me, to Call of Duty Warzone because I wasn't really like big on the Call of Duty Battle Royale. He introduced me to Escape from Tarkov. Very fun game. If you guys haven't played it,
Dude, to be honest, I really didn't see you on Call of Duty when it first came out at all, dude. And then one day I got on and you were playing with, I want to say RGN, one of their
yeah,
members. And I was like, yo, what are you doing? Concept, yeah.
yeah,
You're
me and
playing.
Concept.
And I jumped in there and I was like,
Concept are
what's up, dog? And you're like,
squad.
I'm playing. You want to jump on? I was like, what? Crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude, I got my loadout. I even copied my loadout off of Shroud. I got the M4 overkill with the HDR. Obviously, I've got the right perks and everything set up. If I can afford it, they actually recently raised the amount it takes to call in loadout.
No, you're lagging a little bit,
A little
dude.
bit.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that.
No, you're
What I
good.
was saying is they increased the amount that the loadout drop costs. So you can't do it as good anymore, but I would call in 2 loadout drops and I would get all my guns and then I would get another one just for Ghost
Okay.
because you can't get overkill on Ghost.
8,500,
Yeah,
right? Now?
Well-
Is that what it is? Or?
Yeah, it's 8,500 now. They increased it by a lot, so
I haven't even realized I just been kind of just like gaming for fun recently instead of like competitive gaming. I just feel like I reached my pedestal with competitive gaming, man. I just 1v1 it and not getting smacked, and I don't know. I kind of let my skills go. I need to get back in the hoop. But what do you think's like the best weapon you've used in a video game? Like out of all the video games, what's like your favorite?
I would say like the weapon. I mean, honestly, the battle rifle from Halo 2 will always have a special place in my heart. But I would say outside of that, because I've played every Call of Duty, so I mean you can't even really say I am one or the other. I do. Halo is my roots, but I would say the intervention is probably.
Bro, what? I swear to God, I was about to say that.
Mind, bro. That's
Yeah,
exactly
same.
what I was about to say.
The intervention is the best sniper in all of Call of Duty. I don't care what you say.
I mean, the intervention is definitely like the gun when we're talking about Call of Duty. The
Oh,
best
for sure.
sniper rifle.
If you're going for like a normal gun
MP7.
that isn't like a sniper, I would say the one that like my OG favorite is the Commando from Call of Duty Black Ops 1.
Okay, yeah, that's a good gun too. Mine would have to be the MP7 Modern Warfare 3.
Or
That gun just hit different.
the ACR is also
ACR.
Oh yeah,
or the
ACR.
model the models. You guys remember dual models?
Oh,
from NWO?
yeah,
Oh, that's
Modern Warfare
toxic.
3, dude.
and MW2, you could do it. You could dual wield models. People you run around with them on Surge.
They nerfed them, bro, but they used to be like little like cannons in your hands, and you could kill people from across the map. That was like the time, dude, to use the dual wield models. I remember.
100%.
So
I remember like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you kind of a funny question, just off topic, really, but
Why
so
would you change this?
you and Terror Code, you guys have history. Just this is a question for people that I've been wanting to know personally for a long time. Who do you think would win any game? You pick it between you and Terror Code 1v1. It could be COD, it could be Halo. What do you think? Are you
Bro, Terror Code, I've 1v1 this man before. Like, all I'm saying is the only game he wants to do it on is Halo. And every time we've gotten, he'll never 1v1 me. He'll always be like, all right, load up a free-for-all. And bro, I smack him every free-for-all we've ever played.
Well, I'm just saying, he's going to be our next guest. So this will be brought up. Maybe we can get y'all going at it on a podcast. 1v1.
Bro, this is a blood challenge right here.
Oh,
blood challenge.
Code, he's challenging you, bro.
You cannot beat me on Halo 2 Classic, Lockout, VR starts, MLG competitive settings.
I mean, if y'all want to host, bro, Annie will host it, bro. I invite y'all and we can get it going.
You cannot beat me. And he's gonna say, well, okay, what he's gonna say, what about Halo 3 Guardian? I will smack you on Halo 3 Guardian too, bro.
It's a challenge. You heard it here on the Quit Scope. Dang. Terror Code, are you going to accept or what's going to happen? I don't know. Hopefully, when we talk to him, I think we're going to do his interview tomorrow or maybe the day after. I'm not too sure which one yet. But if this doesn't release by then we're for sure going to bring it up and see what he has to say. We might bring you back into another one while he's in here doing it. Just bring on Helios.
Be like, all right, the podcast is over. It's time for this this blood match. But yeah. It's funny because For Life has said the same thing as far as like wanting a 1v1 with me. I swear to God, this man handed his brother's system the controller as soon as because I already know For Life was not playing that good in the 1v1 I already know he gave the controller to system. He wasn't talking or nothing, dude.
For Life is going to come on too sometime this weekend. So, I mean,
I challenge all of them. I am, look, with RGN, as a lot of you guys may know, RGN, they're prospects to join. Whoa, calm down. I'm the real Baja Blast. RGN is a prospect to join Hydra. Until Concept joins, I am taking my place as the most skilled at games as out of all of the Hydra heads.
Oh, you think Concept got you?
I think Concept is close. I mean, I think he might dethrone me whenever that does come to pass. But, I'll be training, I'll be ready. We've got a Halo 5 tournament going on in XDG. That we're waiting on signups right now. But I've been on Halo 5 grinding, so I'm warmed up and ready for anybody who wants to challenge me on Halo.
Okay, well, challenge extended to anybody. If you want to smoke, just holler at my boy Helios. If you don't know how to get in touch, you can holler at me. His socials will be in the description. Just go to his Twitter, be like, yo, bro, heard on the podcast, the Quit Scope, shout out Quit Scope, that you wanted to smoke, get the smoke. Anybody else listening to this before I finish or before, we move on to our next subject? Subscribe, comment below, comment what community you're in, comment your gamer tag, who you are, who you want to see on the podcast next. There's no limits. Anybody that, obviously we can get in touch with, I can't message Snoop Dogg. I've tried, but anybody you want to see that's community wise, shout them out. Let's get them on the podcast, bro. I'm super excited to talk to anybody and everybody. But dude, I mean, let's see. We still got some more time left. So, I want to know, where do you see your future of XDG going? Like, what's the future? What's the ceiling for y'all? Where are you aiming for, bro?
Yo, world domination.
Okay, I mean, I'm with it.
Yeah, so what we're really focusing on right now is building up what I guess could be considered like the business side. My vision for XDG is I want to see everything that my members have ever come to me and said, this is my dream. I want to be a professional esports player. I want to be a professional streamer. I want to, do all this and rep XDG. It may not happen for every individual who's ever come to me, but I want to represent those dreams. I want to have XDG be a place where people can follow their dreams to do that sort of stuff, whether it's content creation, streaming, whether you want to do tournaments or you want to do philanthropy and help arrange for like Bill Pulte does on Twitter, where he's built up this massive audience of people where they're helping people out who need it the most, or whatever, anything that you want to accomplish. I want XDG to be a suitable vessel for you to to have that accomplishment. So eventually I want to see teams out there at major events with my jersey on their back. I want to see
100%.
people streaming with an XDG team. I want to start building up all this. I want to be able to give products that I love to my members at a discounted or even a free rate sometimes, to do giveaways, to do affiliate links, to work with these people, to do content creation, to be able to, give back as much as possible. I think that's like the future of what I want to do with XTG. And of course, none of that could ever happen without the excellent community and the social gaming direction that we started out with. So of course, something internally that I've talked about a lot with all of my members. We hit 2020 really strong. We made a lot of changes to the way that we were doing things, and I said that I want to have 100 squads by the end of the year. And
100? That's
100, 100 squads.
That's a decent number, my dude.
And we're well on our way. We've been splitting left and right. We've had splits like every week.
Well, this is the time. I've been telling New Era this since this quarantine happened. Yo, if you really want, we don't push our members to get new members at all. It's obviously their choice. But I'm like, if y'all want to recruit, this is the time. This is the time to find people to play with, new people all the time. What are people doing right now, dude? They're sitting at home doing nothing. This is the most, opportune time you're ever going to have, I think, in gaming, especially in our lifetime, where before all this, it was kind of a downplay for gaming. Like, all these kids are spending all this time gaming for what? Go outside and throw a football or, go to the mall. And now the same people who are telling us gaming's bad are the same people telling us gaming is good. Stay at home, play those video games, find people to play with online or, whatever they're saying. So it's crazy how 2020 has made the time change.
Very, very
Yeah,
weird.
dude. We're a movement, to be honest. Like, I've got people that I work with, that are coworkers of mine, that I sit down with them and they ask, hey, what does XCG stand for? And I explain it to them, and even they're passionate about it and they're trying to join up and be a part of the movement, like people I know in real life.
Sure. Yeah, half of the people I work with at work are in New Era right now. As I think I have a captain and a general or something, not a general, a sergeant. I don't know what he is, but yeah, dude, same thing, dude. I tell everybody, everybody on my Facebook and my Twitter, dude, I shout out links to New Era all the time. I'm like, yo, check this out. And they don't understand, obviously, at first, but if they stay around long enough, they start to realize, my dream and everybody else's dream, that's so much more than gaming, dude. We want to change lives. We want to impact everybody with what we're doing, not just, hey, come online and play a game. If you're having a bad home life or you really just having a shitty day or you're depressed or whatever it is, man, maybe you just don't have the best life. You can get on Xbox, bro, and be anybody. You can be from Philadelphia and be a millionaire, or you can be some happy kid from Georgia or, wherever, dude. You can be anybody. And I just think it's such a great platform to, be who you want to be and be something positive, dude. For sure.
Yeah, that's the thing is we're, as a community and in the community genre, we're so inclusive. Our message is so universal. Anybody can be a part of it, and that's the beauty of it. Is anybody can come and be a part of what we've got going on. We're not some exclusive club, a lot of places, you get people who are in leadership positions and they don't stay humble. And that's one thing that I preach to all the leaders. I know you guys do too, is you got to stay humble, because if you're a leader, you're there to support. You're a volunteer who's helping out, and you're there to support and build up the people around you. And we're all basically, we're all basically building each other up, regardless of whether you're a new member or you're someone who's been here for the entire 2.5 years that we've been around for. We got love for everyone, and we're all here to to rise up, basically rise up, gamers, as they say on Twitter.
That's
I think
that's
it's really, really selfless now to be a leader. It's really, the aspect of it's changed completely because you're now, not only dealing with your community, you're now dealing with a lot of, internal affairs and other communities as well. Like you're dealing with a lot of other people. So, and it can be stressful is the thing. Like some people, like, it is like at times there's a lot of shit, a lot of people you have to talk to, and a lot of different like things that happen throughout your day that you have to make time for it. So like, it's really selfless, and you got always like for people that want to rank up in any community, this is the advice I would give is, make sure you always put your members, first, even before your own personal interests, because your community is nothing without, the sergeants, the privates, everybody, your members, that's who make your community. So if you're wanting to rank up, you need to always remember that. And, that's one thing I can count XDG with is you guys are really, really good about making your members, feel involved. And you guys, I see you guys making LFG posts and, really representing you guys well on Twitter, on Xbox, everywhere. So, I mean, that's one thing I can say about XDG is you guys really got a good shell around you, and you guys are doing it right over there.
100%. I couldn't agree more. Even though we got about 5 minutes left, probably a little bit less in the podcast. Oh, we got about 4 minutes left in the podcast. So before we end it, Helios, I want to submit a challenge to you in HDG.
All right, what's the challenge?
I want you to put together a 5-man squad, and I want y'all to play us in any game mode. Y'all can choose the game mode. Probably one of the league game modes, I want to say, but I want y'all to play us just in a friendly scrimmage. Just any point, anytime you got free time or whatever, we'll holler at our team, put together your team, and let's get it.
On Modern Warfare, right?
Oh yes, sir. We don't have we have a Halo squad, but we're not certified in that. You know what I'm saying? We're certified in COD.
We've got a lot of Halo players, but we don't really have a Halo squad. We're waiting on Infinite, dude. Infinite's gonna be the thing.
Yeah, dude. Well,
But-
we've been doing a new thing over here where it's more, less of Call of Duty. I've been trying to like stay wind of just one game. You only can make people play one video game like for game nights and they get bored. It's more of like an open type fit. We have like 3 days a week now that you just get in a party, bro, and it counts as a game night. It's crazy. And the turnout is insane, bro. Almost full parties, split parties of people just getting there and just, communicating and playing, Siege and COD, GTA still. Like that game's insane, bro. It's been around forever and people are still wanting to play it like that. So it's crazy.
Yeah, we've been doing the Hydra movie nights in our Hydra global server. Maybe that's something
how's that going?
It's been really it's been really
How are
positive.
y'all, if you don't mind me asking, how are y'all choosing the movie?
So we did a Star Wars marathon at first.
Ooh.
So we did every Star Wars movie from the prequels. We even did Rogue One and Solo, a Star
kinda
Wars
upset
story.
I wasn't invited. Like you hurt my heart.
Yo, listen, you guys are free to be visitors in the Hydra Global server. It was a test run. We wanted to see exactly how much turnout we would have. Now that we're done with those, we're kind of debating on what to do next. I think there's a vote up for the movies.
Yo, if I can suggest Harry Potter, bro, Harry Potter.
Yeah, I think Harry Potter was one of the things they wanted to do. I think the Resident Evil movies,
Ooh.
another thing.
Oh yeah, that'd be badass.
Fuck yeah.
Mila Jovovich shout out.
For sure.
But so that's something that we've been doing as well. We've got we're in the DMs right now with a company called Sizzle Popcorn, and we're hoping to get our movie nights
Did
sponsored.
you tweet about that?
Yeah, we did tweet about that.
Yeah, I saw it, dude. That's fucking dope, dude. Supportive.
Yeah,
That was
dude,
supportive.
if Sizzle Popcorn could get us some sort of an affiliate code, I guarantee you they would probably have at least 20 people immediately hopping on their website trying to buy some popcorn for Hydra Global Movie Nights. And if we release it to all of Ego Arena and do Ego Arena movie nights,
Oh, that would be insane. Bro,
Yeah.
you know how many people would dude, you'd have to do it like on Discord, dude. I don't think you could do it.
Well, that's how we do it. We do it in the
Oh, do you?
Hydra Global server.
Okay.
And so the way it works is we've got a voice channel for all the people to join into, and then we've got a text channel where we post the link to the movie. So all you
so
do
you
is
can watch it. Yep.
Yeah, all you do is you join the voice channel, and then we'll post a link to the movie, or sometimes they'll stream it. It depends on the movie. Sometimes you can get a link, sometimes you can't. A publicly available link. But, it's just a lot of fun. It's a good time.
I might
Everybody's.
steal that, dude. That's something that's fucking changing, bro. That's super fucking dope.
You guys should. The idea of a game night is evolving so much. We do Dead by Daylight game nights. We do I'll tell you after the show, Dev. Um
Yeah.
but we do Dead by Daylight game nights. We do we've done like off-brand, game nights where we just go on random games. We've all mobbed up on
Oh,
Smite
dude,
before.
Minecraft, bro. I'm a Minecraft person. Dev knows
Yeah,
this.
there's a Minecraft realm that for Hydra
bro.
that we're all in, that we all play
Yeah,
on.
we have a new air one. I might holler at you. That the 100%. Was a monster.
Yeah, dude. I personally the only thing that I wish that we had more of was more PC players.
100%.
We've got a lot of stuff that we could do on PC. It's kind of hard to do on console.
Yeah, for sure. And PC players are so different from console players. Anytime I meet any like a true PC player, because that's I want to play on PC more than console. 100%. I'm always on my PC, and their mindset's so differently. It's just like, hey man, I'm in this community, and they're like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's their mindset's so much
You
different.
gotta
But
like approach it differently. I
yeah,
find
you do.
you gotta be like,
100%.
hey bro, we've got this group that plays together. We'd love for you to come play with us. uh, you know, go ahead, join my Discord server. Here's an invite link. We do all this stuff. And like, the more casual you are with it, the more likely they're going to do it. They have commitment issues, I think, is what it is on PC. But I'd love to do like a modded Minecraft playthrough on PC.
No,
And
holler at me, bro. I got it for my PC, bro. Count me in.
yeah, dude, I gotta link you guys up with Mr. XGN and all the XS peeps, because
Corey?
like I talked to you guys about the same stuff I talked to them about. And if we could all get together, we could actually probably make some really good moves.
I'm down, dude. Just holler at me, bro. Add me to a chat or whatever. Yeah, we want to try to get him on too. So I mean,
Yeah, dude, I could make it happen. I'll link him up with you guys.
for sure. I mean, Dev talks to him, but get him in touch with me. Dev kind of forgets all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, dude, Dev will like text people, and then like I'll reply and he won't reply, and I'll be like,
I
okay,
know,
well,
dude. You should see the Twitter. The Twitter's horrible, bro. I'd be going through there and there's messages from like 2 weeks, or where he'll ask a person a question and they'll respond, and I'm like, Dev, and he's like, my bad, I forgot. I'm like, dude, bad.
yeah, I'll share with you guys some secrets that of
shit.
how we manage our Twitter.
All right, bro. Well,
After the show.
we'll do that off the podcast. I don't want to get those out too much, but we're about at our time limit. So, dude, I appreciate you so much for coming on to the Quit Scope, dude. It's an honor having you as our first guest. Fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, dude, you guys are going great places. I love the podcast format. You guys have a lifelong listener and a fan out of me, and hopefully, I can be a guest in the future as well.
Oh, for
But,
sure. Dude.
yeah,
Anytime you
dude,
want to come on.
I'm beyond grateful for the opportunity to come on and talk about some of the stuff that we've been doing. But for all the fans out there, thank you for listening. I don't know how you guys would normally end the podcast.
We just this is our first one, so you're learning just like we are, dude. We're right now. It's the first one. It's it's a little tricky, but dude, I think by the 100th episode, bro, we're gonna be monsters at this, bro. I just see it going places. I was just tired of like, I listen to like Logan Paul's podcast. I'm impulsive. Listen to a lot of Joe Rogan. He's my favorite. And I was just like, dude, yeah, dude, he's fucking talented. And I was like, yo, we could do that, bro. But for gaming, oh, dude, it'd be fucking sick. And I don't know, dude, just one day I texted Dev and I was like, yo, bro, we got to do this, bro. Nobody else is doing this, especially around us. And we can be the first ones, bro. So, I mean, we're just trying to change it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Keep up with the times.
I would definitely like to say just my final piece here, and that's I think definitely the way you guys are doing stuff, as I said, just grade A, great job over there. I think we should definitely get some more stuff in XDG going for sure. I think you guys have a lot of great ideas that we
That challenge.
we can help with, and we can benefit from as well, and vice versa. So you guys are going in a really good direction. You're really creative over there. Hydra, shout out Ego Arena. And yeah, if you guys need anything, you guys got family here in NE. You guys are more than welcome to get in on any of our events, game nights, etc. And yeah, just know any of the Hydra members or XDG in general, you guys are more than welcome to come over here to anything NE, and you guys can just let us know if you ever need anything.
Awesome, dude. I will definitely take you guys up on that. We've been trying to organize some mutual game nights for a while.
Oh, for sure, dude. We had one with TSB, dude, and it was fucking amazing.
But yeah, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up for these guys because they deserve so much. They did the opening. I want you guys to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and definitely keep notifications on for my boys here. I don't know what platform they're going to be releasing this on, but YouTube, awesome. So all the things I just said, plus if you are watching this from me, you're probably seeing it on Twitter. I want you guys to retweet. We are going to be heavily advertising this. I want this to basically make waves in the community. I think that you guys are very innovative for doing this podcast before anybody else was. And other than that, I just want everybody who watches this to give my NE boys some love with all the comments, like subscribes, follows, anything that you can. And other than that,
yep.
Yo, Dev, you're a clown, bro.
Oh god.
I'm over here doing the outro. He's over here talking about soap.
I'm out. But all right, man, we appreciate you. And we're going to end the podcast. So what he said, guys, like, subscribe, comment. Peace.